Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ainani Amalia binti Zulkifli. So today, me and my team members, which are Muhammad Daniel Afiq bin Daud, Hilal Hazman bin Hazli, Nurul Ain Nabila binti Azman, Wan Ridwan Amar bin Wan Ahmad, and Muhammad Aiman Afandi bin Mat Zaki will present our assignment 2 entitled Biomass Fuel.
My name is Muhammad Daniel Afiq bin Daud. I will be presenting the introduction and history of the biomass fuel. Biomass fuel generate energy from things that once lived, such as wood products, dried vegetation, crop residues, aquatic plants, and even garbage. When plants live, they use a lot of the sun's energy to make their food, such as photosynthesis. They store the food in the plants in the form of chemical energy. As the plants died, the energy became entrapped in the remains. This trapped energy is usually released by burning and converted into biomass energy. Wood remains the largest biomass energy source today. Burning materials like wood, waste, and other plant matter release stored chemical energy and heat, turning shaft to produce electricity. The use of biomass can be environmentally friendly because the biomass is reduced, recycled, and then reused. It is also a renewable resource because plants that can make biomass can be grown repeatedly. Biomass takes carbon out of the atmosphere while increasing and return it as burn. The energy stored in the biomass fuels came originally from the sun. Biomass is such a widely utilized energy source, probably due to its low cost and indigenousness nature. It accounts for almost 6.9% of the world's total energy supply. Now, I will explaining the history of gasification. Gasification is an efficient way to convert biomass into valuable biofuel. This thermochemical process has been used for energy and chemical generation application in the last 3 centuries. The first reported use of gasification was in 1792 when W. Murdoch, a Scottish engineer, used syngas from coal for domestic lighting purpose. In the 19th century, coal gasification became commercialized, illuminating several cities including New York City. A significant number of gasifiers were used during this time. The biomass gasification process to produce energy began in 1930 during the World War II, when approximately 1 million gasifiers were used to generate syngas from wood to power automobile and produce electricity. After the war, syngas to power vehicle were discontinued due to the oil's wide availability. The interest in gasification came up again in 1970s when arguments about the limitation of the oil reserve availability compared with the demand were discussed. Several gasification applications have been developed worldwide. It is essential to understand that gasification is not combustion. Gasification produces more valuable products that can produce chemical power energy with lower emission of sulfur, NOx, and
Hi,
particulates.
my name is Hazam Ghazli and I will present the source of biomass. First source is wood and wood processing waste. For example, firewood, wood pellets and wood chips, lumber and furniture with sawdust and waste, and black liquor from pulp and paper. Second source is agricultural crops and waste materials. For example, corn, soybean, sugarcane, sugarcane, woody plant and algae, and crop and food processing materials. Third source is biogenic materials in municipal solid waste. For example, paper, cotton and wool, wool products, food, yard and wood waste. And last source is animal manure and human sewage.
My name is Muhammad Aiman Afandi bin Mat Zaki. So today I will explain to all of you about biomass technology diagram. Biomass, the final product will go in a pyrolysis process. First of all, we look at stage 1, biomass storage and drying. Wooden or agricultural biomass stored in a dedicated storage facility is transported to the pyrolysis reactor, this one, via a bucket feeder. The raw biomass is pre-dried inside the feeder through the use of the hot and dry air flowing in the cross flow. Second, biochar production. Pre-dry and preheat biomass then goes to the pyrolysis reactor where the following 3 full sub-process will take place. The sub-process is moisture evaporation process, decasification process, and carbonization process. Next, we move to the stage 3, the cooling process. The ready material is cooled to ambient temperature with the use of the cross-flow water cooler. In the next stage, carbonized biomass is loaded to the big bags, pelletized, or transferred directly to the boiler. And we go to the last stage. The flammable gas has a relatively low calorific value, so the best way to make use of it by conversion to hot water. Pyrolysis system with productivity from 300 to 1000 kg per hour can supply district heating networks with a maximum capacity from 1 to 3 MW respectively. The yield of flammable gas depends on the type and the quality of the process by millisecond and the expected characteristic of the carbonized biomass. And at the end of the process, all gas are emitted through the carbon stack. And that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Ainani Amalia binti Zulkifli. So today I will explain about the advantages of the biomass fuel system. So there are 6 advantages of this system. The first one is the renewable energy source for natural biomass. The second one is the transition to low carbon economy, namely from hydrocarbon to carbohydrate and hydrogen resources. The next one is low contents of ash, carbon, nitrogen, sulfur, and silicon, and most trace elements. The next one is biodegradable resource with great reactivity and low initial ignition and combustion temperatures during conversion. The next advantage for the system is diversification of fuel supply and energy. And the last one is the decrease of hazardous emission. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurul Aina Nabila binti Azman. I will continue for the disadvantage of the system. Okay, firstly, incomplete renewable energy source for biofuel with respect. Second, indefinite availability of sustainable biomass resource. Third one is the omission of sustainable criteria for the production of biomass resource. Okay, fourth, high content of moisture, water-soluble fraction, chloride, potassium, nitrogen, oxygen, and some trace element. And then lastly, for the disadvantage of the system is the odor emission and leaching of hazard component during disposal and the processing. Thank you.
I am Ridwan Ahmad bin Wan Ahmad. I am going to present the opinion on the technology for the near future. First opinion is the future of biofuels needs a transition from first generation biofuels derived from food crops to second and third generation biofuels made from cellulosic material and algae respectively. And for the second opinion is the advanced biofuels, particularly those derived from algae, have the potential to replace fossil fuels while avoiding undesirable consequences such as food instability and biodiversity loss. The third is this is especially relevant in developing nations because first generation biofuels create challenges of food security and production, thereby increasing poverty and harming the economy. For the improvement of technology, can be commercialized more, even though it is still hampered by high production costs and the need for improved conversion technologies. Governments also should encourage future development of these biofuels to boost worldwide acceptance and production feasibility. Third is to increase production of these fuels is projected to benefit the world economy and aid in the mitigation of climate change. And lastly, additional research is needed to analyze the influence of these fuels on global air quality and public health to determine whether they are viable replacement to fossil fuels.
Okay, lastly, I will continue for the conclusion. Okay, the conclusion of this topic is about the biomass is complex natural renewable material which harness chemical variability. Its potential for energy production varies in relation to the process used, which may involve elementary or highly sophisticated technologies. Since the material can be found in all continents, is used for the energy production and secondary energy product. For example, solid, liquid, and gas field. This should be promoted and the recovery capacity for agriculture, forestry, and the industrial reduced increase. Together with other renewable sources such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric, biomass is a major future sustainable energy sources of the planet. That's all from our group. Thank you.